Little video review tonight, something a bit different. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I'm a sort of a committed double-edge shaver, so products like this from Phoenix. Normally I wouldn't sort of spend much time thinking about cartridge shavers because, you know, largely I believe double edge is the way to go. However, cruising around Instagram, I did see a product which really caught my attention, something quite different, and it was the EvoShave, which is a completely different take on how you shave, a completely different grip, so you're gripping the razor between your two front fingers there, and it was enough to interest me, and I sort of read up on this, and this is a product they've been developing for about 5 years. It's just come to market, so there's some products being released through their Amazon web store. I'll put a link below, but I got some of the first models which were released, so I had to go with it. Really good product, very interesting, so we'll take a look at that, and I'll tell you how I found it. If you start off with the product to begin with, and we'll move all this out the way a bit. Starting off with the product to begin with, they've really got the packaging really nicely done. So basically you've got a nice little hanger there, and when you come to use it, normally you'd snip this off, but I didn't snip it off to keep it looking nice, but you're left with a little travel case there. So if you pop it open, there's the razor itself, and you've got very simple instructions. Not really much to say at all, to be honest, because it's really quite an intuitive product. So it's got a little bit about the cartridge, which we'll get onto in a minute, and then really just a pictogram to understand how you're going to use it. So as I say, basically you pop it between your fingers like that, and then you sort of point towards your face, and it does all the hard work for you. Incredibly intuitive, really. Normally with a new razor, it will take me a little while to get used to it, but there's something about this design which makes it very easy to understand. It literally goes where you're pointing your fingers. The sensitivity of angle of approach on your skin really doesn't seem to be that great. And it is very easy to use. In fact, it's so easy to use that ambidextrous sort of approach, so if you do the right hand side of your face with your right hand and then flip it across to do your left, it doesn't even take a moment's thought to do it. It's completely natural, so really interesting take on it. In terms of the shaving experience, this isn't quite the same sort of technology you'd find in a Mach 3, say. It's a single blade top and bottom, with a little rubber strip there. There's a decent amount of blade exposure and a good gap just there, so you don't get it clogged up with the hairs too badly, so it can go for a little while between rinses, so it shaves quite nicely. I wouldn't say that it gives as close a shave as some of the more aggressive double-edged razors, but then again, I don't think you'd expect it to. However, right from the get-go, it's an effortless shave, to the point where, you know, it doesn't leave you with any nicks. You don't have to think too carefully about angle. It's point and go in terms of that grip. And it's really just very easy to use. One thing they do recommend on their webpage is that after doing your downward passes, sort of following the grain down your cheek, you might choose to do an against the grain pass, so basically flipping it upwards and using that top blade there. I must say I didn't find that very intuitive. It's sort of almost, it felt like didn't have quite the same grip in terms of how the fingers were on it. But what I did sort of downward pass, then sideways pass, which is probably, if you're a double-edged razor user, very sort of familiar approach, foregoing the upward pass, and it was absolutely fine, no problem at all, very close shave. I have used it with heavy growth, so after sort of 5 days of not shaving, I've had a go with it. It does a job, it does take a while. I think this is best suited to a regular sort of routine, so once a day or every couple of days. I think it worked really nicely, it certainly did for me. Yeah, I really am quite impressed by it. The blades are their own blade bespoke to their unit. The fitting system is also unique. So basically it's a little peg in there. You can see that little indent there, and that just clips in. And what I'd suggest is, because I'm not, well, certainly for me, because I'm not using the upward pass, after a week's use or so, I just flip it round, put it on the other way, and then you've basically got a second go at that blade. So yeah, really nice product, really nicely packaged. The razor and handle, like that, is $5.99. That's $4.99. And the 4-pack of blades is $5.99, I believe. Again, the packaging really nice on this. Basically, it's opens up in the back, and then you're left with a little cartridge of razors there. So they've really sort of taken the opportunity to reinvent everything. So they could have gone with a sort of flat approach of all the other high street razors or razor blades. They've gone with that little cartridge, which I think looks quite smart. Not sure if that fits in the case here. Does it fit in the case? Yeah, fits in the case like that, very nicely. And the blades are changed with these two, so you're taking out your redundant one and you pop your handle into there and slide out the side like that. It's a very nicely thought out product all round, really. Just coming in for a little close up of the product now. The EvoShave in its supplied travel case. Tucked in the back there is the 4 blade cartridge pack. Opening it up, bit of a close-up on the razor itself, so grip between the fingers like that. And the blade simply pops out there. You can see the little lugs. It's got a clip in, clip out. And then to install a fresh one from the little cartridge pack, simply push it in and pull to the side. There you go. So one interesting thing that I got to talking to my wife about, my wife is an occupational therapist, and she suggested this would be absolutely excellent for people who have grip problems, so the elderly or people who have had a stroke, because you don't need to grip it in quite the same way as as a normal razor. So I thought that was an interesting sort of angle to the product, and probably sort of unintended sort of consequence of the design. But yeah, so really pleased to have been one of the first people to take a proper look at that. As I say, I'll put a link to their Amazon store so you can check out the product. It is pretty keenly priced, I think, so certainly not a big risk if you want to try out something a bit different. Another thing which I thought about was, because it's intuitive, you're not really looking where you're shaving so much. So if you were one of these guys who shaves their heads, I think that might be quite a good way of doing it, actually. But yeah, that's about it. I hope that's of some use. If you haven't found my channel before, please check it out. I do some other shaving videos, everyday carry, knives, pens, denim, footwear. Check it out, we might share some common interests. and give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.